Welcome to the Indianapolis Aeros franchise. We are into season number 4 in the beginning of this season, within the first 1 month of the season, and we stopped to take a look at one of the top international free agents going into this season, Alejandro El Tigo Morales, who is now the starting right fielder for the Oklahoma City Wranglers, who have been the team that has been our rival throughout this series. Both the Wranglers and the Aeros have not seen success yet, and this year will be the first year that both teams will get to compete actually after rebuilding for 3 years. And I think Morales is going to be a big cornerstone piece for the Wranglers. Right now, he is hitting .313 and is the leader for AL Rookie of the Year. So remember, if you get this award, you do get a boost. Doesn't matter which team you're on. I've been doing that every single season. And he's hitting .313, 2 home runs, 357 on base percentage, 826 OPS, a pretty good start to his career. He's led the Wranglers to a 10-10 record so far this year through the first 20 games. But we have a lot of guys hitting the ball well to start this season, which is very, very unorthodox for us. Ojo Taikan hitting .343 so far this season. He's been the starter in center field. Paulo Reyes hitting .333. Alex Verdugo, no surprise here. He hit very, very well last year. He's hitting .325. Ian Happ has an OPS of over 1,000. He leads us in that category so far, and he has drawn 15 walks as well. Salvador Perez is hitting pretty good as well, but we have 8 players with 800 OPS or more, and that has really been, the difference maker of this season so far. But I want to zoom in on Ojo Taikan, who is off to an excellent start this season, hitting .343 on the year, and if he continues to hit the ball like this, we're going to be a very dangerous team. Every time he gets to the plate, he hits the ball hard, it seems like. That was just a line out to Bryce Harper in right field. Been playing against the Philadelphia Phillies, as they are one of the top teams in the NL coming into this season also. And here he has a chance at the bottom of the ninth to walk it off. Outside circle change, gets it to a 3-1 favorable hitter's count here. Let's see what he gets to hit. This one over the middle of the plate. He's a bit too late on it, just late, but he gets under it. It's a fly ball to left field, and this one is going to extras. Unfortunately, the Phillies end up winning this game 4-3 in extras. But the Aeros, like I said, are competing in every single game this year. We're getting double-digit hits in games, something we did not do last year, and something that I do welcome quite a bit. The other guy I want to focus on is Ray Gonzalez, who is hitting .258 on the season. We know this is his second year at the MLB level, and he was our first ever draft pick in this series. And he's hitting the ball pretty well. Unfortunately, when we control him, for some reason, he doesn't hit the ball too well. And I think it's just his power. So we're going to work on that in training, and hopefully he can improve that. But other than that, he's making good contact. Here he hits one well to left center. This one will get down in the gap, and it will be just a long single. But Gonzalez is a guy that doesn't have elite speed. He's going to be in the 50s speed probably his whole career, 60s, maybe low 60s if he improves there. But that's kind of what he's going to be, and he's going to be a very, very good defensive shortstop. So I could see him winning some gold gloves as well. Another guy that's been a great signing for us in this series has been Ian Happ. He is going into a contract year in his 3rd season with the Aeros. He signed after season 1's off season, and now he's hitting the ball well again, looking for another big contract. He's moved down the lineup, but that has really given him an opportunity to drive in some runs. He bats either 2 or 5 in the lineup. On to the top of the 9th inning. Here is Archie Bradley in for the 1-run save, and he will get it off of an unorthodox way to end this game. Take a look. Marsh hits a liner up the middle, hits off of the toe of Archie Bradley right to Ian Happ for the end of the game. How about that right there? The Aeros get a big-time victory versus the Philadelphia Phillies. So we will go on to beat them 2 out of 3 in that series. And honestly, one thing that we're doing well in this season than we've done in seasons past is that we're not just hitting the ball well, we're not just pitching well, we are putting all 3 phases of the game, including defense, all together. And games like this is a good example. We win 9-1 versus Toronto, getting 11 hits, only giving up 2. So that is just a great change of pace here that we've seen in the first 3 seasons. As we get through the first month of the season, We finished with a record of 17-14 as we round up a 3-game set versus Toronto, winning 2 of 3. And now we start the month of May and we get our first action versus the division champs the last 3 seasons in the Cleveland Guardians. They are 20-12 right now. We are in second place now and about 2.5 games behind them. And you can just see they are 12-4 at home, and that is an excellent home record. We just need to improve there. I think we do win games on the road, but at home we are just a poor team. So I want to play this entire series to see if we can take the crown possibly from the Guardians here within the first month of the season or so. But this team is absolutely loaded at every single position, and it kind of speaks volumes because they have even some of their top prospects still at the AAA level. Daniel Espino is a 25-year-old, potential 78 overall starting pitcher, and then George Valera is a 25-year-old outfielder. He's 77 overall, and they can afford to keep him at AAA. And he is right now hot for them in their organization. They also signed Noah Syndergaard to a 1-year deal, $4.6 million, to help them along. So they are definitely going for a title run for sure this season. We'll see if they can get it, but if we have something to do about that, I think we're going to compete for this division. And like I said, our goal is to win a wild card spot this year, and we will see if that will happen. So here we go at home for a 3-game set. We will pitch Babe Miller. Now, Babe Miller has struggled so far this season. He is winless so far. We actually had to swap out one of his pitches. We gave him a fastball, a true fastball. He did not have that. He just had a cut fastball, and I think that may help him, especially, with hitting his spots. We'll have to see. And I basically made the ratings the same as the pitch we replaced, which I think was his changeup. So we will see how Babe Miller does in this one. But right away, it's not looking good. Giving up a couple of hits here, and a run will come. Actually, not a run will come across play. A runner will get to first, as that brings up Jose Ramirez, and he will swing and miss. So there we go, getting through the hardest hitter in the lineup. As that brings up Jake Fraley to the plate now. Wow, can't talk today. He hits one well down the left field line. That will get all the way to the wall. Jack Sawinski will come up throwing, but this outfield is huge, and it allows a run to score all the way from first to Yandy Diaz, who was the April Player of the Month in the MLB, will score and make it 1-2. So here we go. Can Babe Miller pitch out of this one, facing Oscar Gonzalez now, and he hits one well to right field. That one gets to Verdugo. Verdugo comes up throwing it home, and the throw at the plate will get Jose Ramirez. Wow, Jose Ramirez. Wow, I just got done saying Jake Fraley got that RBI, and Jose Ramirez. Wow, it is 1-0 though. We hold up another run from scoring. Top 2 now. Babe Miller in some more trouble, though. Here's Amin Rosario at the plate. He hits one down the right field line. That one is thrown to the cutoff man, but an easy triple for Rosario, who's got 90 speed. Honestly, if you hit it to the right gap in this park, it could be a inside the park home run, especially with somebody like Rosario, as that brings up Will Myers. Ground ball to second. That's good enough to score the run. It is 2-0 here for the defending champs here in the AL Central in the Guardians. Cal Quantrill gets the start here for the Guardians. He faces Salvador Perez in the bottom of the second. This one's driven deep to left field, back at the wall, and it's going to be caught by Jake Fraley. You've got to be kidding me. Salvador Perez gets robbed, and I've never seen anybody rob a home run at this park. That was the first one, and Fraley comes up with it after getting an RBI earlier in the game. Then he robs an RBI. That brings up Ojo Taikan here in the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs. He hits one well to left center. How about the start this season Ojo Taikan is having? We've seen this start before, but last time we seen him hit this well, he got injured, which definitely derailed his season. But we'll see if he can continue that this year as well. So man on third base. Let's see if Cam Collier can come through here for the Arrows. Low and outside. Pitch will be taken to opposite field, and it will be a single. It's 2-1 here for the Arrows. Babe Miller now pitching in the top of the third inning in some more trouble, this time walking Jose Ramirez. And this has been a common theme here for Babe Miller. That brings up Jake Fraley. 1 for 1 today. A pitch right over the middle of the plate is going to be swung on and missed. But take a look. Babe Miller was not moving well after that and has complained of leg pain. So he will have to come out of the game. When it rains, it pours for Babe Miller. He's winless. And now he gets taken out of the game after just 2 and 1/3 innings. So Todd Workman comes in out of the bullpen. He wasn't designated to start today, but he's gonna pretty much act like he's starting as he comes in here in the top of the 3rd inning. As that brings up Oscar Gonzalez after the fly ball to left field, 2 outs, deep fly ball, but this one will be run down by Verdugo, and it remains 2-1. Verdugo comes to the plate now in the bottom of the 4th inning. He gets one low, and that one is crushed to right field. A no-doubter, perfect, and it's gone. A 2-2 ball game here for your Arrows. How about Verdugo in this series? He has come along, and I knew he would be a great signing. And he has really taken the reins at that 3 spot in the lineup, and he ties this ball game up. Top 5 now, Jose Ramirez, who has not hit the ball well so far today. He will watch that one on the outside half. As that brings up Jake Fraley. Ground ball to short as Ramirez throws over the Hap, and that one gets out of this inning for Todd Workman, who's come in and pitched pretty well here for Babe Miller in relief. Jack Sawinski comes to the plate now in the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs, and he will walk as Cantrell is still on the mound here. So that brings up the top of the lineup here with Keith Rice, the designated hitter in this lineup. He hits one well to the left field wall. That one will get down, and it might score one. Sawinski looks like he's going to get there, and he does. It's a 3-2 ball game here for the Arrows. Keith Rice has pretty decent alley power, and he's only 5'7" as well. Remember, this is his 2nd full season here at the major league level. Here is Josh Naylor now in the top of the 6th inning, who starts it out with a shot to right center field. That one will get to the wall. Naylor doesn't have great speed, so it will only be a double. But most hitters will probably stretch that one out into a triple, but good relay there by Ojo Taikon getting that ball in. Well, this inning continues here as Todd Workman still continues to work, but it's just not looking good now as here a couple of batters come up, and we get the man at the plate. How about the throw from Ojo Taikon, who guns out the runner, and another outfield assist here for the Arrows. So Bo Naylor comes up in the top of the 7th inning. He will draw a walk as that brings up the top of their lineup here with Andres Jimenez, who comes to the plate, hits one well to left field right over the glove of Cam Collier at 3rd. That was really close because Cam Collier, remember, is 6'5", and that one just gets over his glove. Jose Ramirez, who was hitless in this one. Todd Workman up to 80 pitches now. 1-2 pitch. This one driven deep to left center. That one will get down, and it knocks off of the wall. It will score. Both runners, Jimenez with excellent speed, will score, and it is now 4-3. So the Guardians come back late in this one. You have to play all 9 innings in order to beat this team. As that brings up Jake Fraley, who was 1 for 3 today. Hasn't gotten anything since that first at bat. Ground ball to short. Ray Ramirez comes up throwing, and that one will be the out at first. Ray Gonzalez, I meant to say. So that brings up Oscar Gonzalez to the plate. He hits one through the right side. That one is going to be a play at the plate again. The throw home. Look at the laser by Verdugo. Make that 4 outfield assists today. 2 by Verdugo. And it remains 4-3. The Guardians have 11 hits to the Arrows 5. Now bottom 8. Here comes Paulo Reyes to the plate, the rookie of the year back in season number 2. That one's hit all the way to the wall in center field. Reyes doesn't have good speed. He will hold up at second base. And we now have a 2-out double and a chance to score a run here. Reyes doesn't have the greatest of speed, so we will go to the bench and get Fred Scott, the rookie out of Alabama, to pinch run, who's got excellent speed. He scores on pretty much anything to the outfield. As that brings up Salvador Perez, who remember was robbed of a home run earlier, and he works it to a 3-2 count here with a big opportunity here for the Arrows. This pitch inside, crushed to left field. Fraley is back at the wall. He dives, and that one's off his glove. It will score Fred Scott from second, and it's a tie ball game. take a look at this. Fraley, remember, robbed that home run earlier and was another inch or two away from robbing Salvador Perez for the second time. This time he can't come up with it. So Ojo comes to the plate now. He gets a hanger. Oh, how did he miss that one? That one hung up in the zone, and Ty Khan goes down on strikes. So bottom 9 here, they bring in Emmanuel Clase here to at least get them to extras. Here's Cam Collier, who tattoos this one to right center field. That one should be a triple. Cam Collier's got decent speed with a 60, and he will easily make it all the way to third. And now we have a man 90 feet away from winning this one here to open this 3-game set. Cam Collier, the young third baseman, comes through. Ray Gonzalez to the plate now, and he can't come through here, as that one will be an out at first base. Infield in once again for Jack Sawinski, who swings and misses. Wow, the cut fastball at 98 mile an hour. Sawinski can't keep up. Well, that brings us to Keith Rice here at the top of the lineup. Here with 2 outs. This one's crushed deep to left field, and it is foul. 5 feet away from a walk-off home run from Keith Rice. His at-bat continues now, and he just flies this one into the infield. And this one's going into extra innings. So close to walking it off right there was Keith Rice. So we go into extras. We have the extra inning rule on as Ian Happ comes to the plate. Keith Rice at second. He faces Rafael Montero, and Ian Happ hits one up the middle. That gets through. Keith Rice with good speed. He will score. And the Arrows get him in 10 today for the first game of this 3-game set. Ian Happ is the hero today in a big-time victory here in game number 1. Cam Collier had that leadoff triple in the 9th inning, and we could not score him. That was, I mean, you couldn't get any better to set up, a potential walk-off, but instead we walk it off in 10. We get a good victory. Hopefully Babe Miller is okay, and he has been struggling. I was hoping to get him a nice win today, but we did not, unfortunately, do that. So now on to game 2. It will be Jose Urquidy versus Tuki Toussaint here for the Guardians, and we do simulate this, and we do end up winning. So we win this one 6-1. We get 10 hits to their 4. Jose Urquidy is a really, really good starter for us in the middle of our rotation. I love having him. I'm not gonna ever probably put him at the number 1 or maybe even number 2 because I think he's just too valuable as a third starter. I think that he's been dominating right now in that role. So now we go on to game 3. And we'll see what happens in this one as we will play the complete game right here. Noah Syndergaard versus Jordan Montgomery. We decide to pitch our ace in this one, even though it wasn't his day to start, actually. But I definitely wanted to start him because Jordan Montgomery's been on a tear. He's second in the AL in ERA. Yandy Diaz, who was the April Player of the Month, comes to the plate, and he will check his swing, and he goes around. And that brings up Jose Ramirez, who, like I said in game 1, wasn't hitting the ball well until that 2 RBI double late. And he does get a ground out here, 1-2-3 inning. As we will face Noah Syndergaard, who has been an excellent pickup here for the Guardians. We're going to see this probably later in the season. Will Syndergaard really be the difference for them? He's 4-1, a 117 whip, a 220 ERA. So he's pitching fantastically. The only thing is that he has 14 walks to 17 strikeouts. Keith Rice leads this game off, and that one will get through the infield for a leadoff single up the middle. Keith Rice is always a threat to steal as well, so that's something to watch out for. I was expecting him to lead our team in stolen bases coming into this season, as that brings up Ian Happ to the plate. 1-1 pitch. He gets one over the middle of the plate. That's a mistake, and it's gone. Ian Happ is on a tear to start this season, much like he was when he first signed with the Arrows. He took a step back last year, and it looks like he is swinging the ball better than ever. 431 to straight center, and that is gone. It's 2-0. Alex Verdugo comes to the plate now next, and that's ball 4. So the first 3 runners of this ball game are on base at least, as that brings up Paulo Reyes. Make it number 4. So we're at number 5 in the lineup with no outs here, as that's going to bring up Salvador Perez, who you've seen has been really hitting the ball well, and he's really excelling in that 5 spot. He hits one well up the middle. That gets through. Verdugo's going to try to score from second, and he will barely be in for the 3rd run of this inning, and there are still no outs. Salvador Perez has been quite the pickup for this offense. You can just see the impact that he's having. That brings up Ojo Taikon, who at the beginning of this episode was hitting 343. Now it's down to 274, but it doesn't matter. He goes up the middle, and it loads up the bases here. Paulo Reyes doesn't have great speed. We're not going to try to score him. A perfect throw home, but it's still no outs in this inning. Noah Syndergaard is in trouble here as that brings up Cam Collier, who gets a pitch low in the zone, and this one's crushed to center field. It's going to lay up there, but it's going to be deep enough to score the runner from third and advance the runner onto third base. So now we have runners on the corners, and another run comes across the plate, and it is 4-0. Ray Gonzalez hitting 273 now. He gets one inside. This one's going to be popped in foul territory, but it might be deep enough to score the runner from third. It looks like we will try to score him, and the throw is offline, and Salvador Perez scores. It is 5-0. A 5-run first inning here for the Arrows, and the Cleveland manager has seen enough. He won't even allow Noah Syndergaard to finish the first inning. What a statement here by the Arrows as we get their new signing out of the game before an inning even ends. They go to De Los Santos out of the bullpen. He has pitched very, very well this year out of the pen. We'll see what he does versus Sawinski. And Sawinski hits this one deep to right field. It's going to keep carrying, and it's going to get down in the gap. Sawinski keeps the hitting going in this inning, and it is now a 6-0 ball game. And the top of the lineup comes back to the plate. So we bat around here in the first inning as that brings up 5'7" Keith Rice, who started it all with a single up the middle. And now De Los Santos facing Keith Rice. 3-1 pitch, 2 outs. Can we keep it going here? The pitch going to be hit right up the middle. And look at Keith Rice with the 80 speed. He beats it out. It is 7-0. How long will this inning go for? And this is a huge statement here from the Arrows. Keith Rice easily beat that one out as it brings up Ian Happ, who went deep earlier. Don't hang a slider again. This one's inside. Good timing and everything, but Ian Happ this time just pops it up in the infield. Brian Rocchio will be under that one, but wow, what a inning for the Arrows. We just made an episode a few episodes ago saying that was the first time we had ever scored 5 in an inning. That was the first time we scored 7 in an inning here in this series. So top 2 now. Here is Jordan Montgomery in a little bit of trouble. Here is Johnny Olson, who was a season 1 draftee. He hits one to right center, and that one brings the Guardians now within 5 runs, making it 7-2. So Johnny Olson was actually a guy that I was thinking about drafting in that draft, but he ended up not getting to our second pick. So he is with the Guardians now. But that doesn't mean that Jordan Montgomery is going to shut down after that one. He does get the swing and miss off of Miles Straw as we move on to the bottom of the third. Here is Ray Gonzalez. I want to show the at-bats where he's actually hitting the ball well when we're controlling him. It seems like any time we are controlling this team and hitting with Ray Gonzalez, he doesn't seem to hit the ball too well, but he is hitting 273, which is very, very good. But that brings up Ian Happ, who is just late on this one, and he can't come through with some magic once again. So we're through 3 now, and it's still 7-2, and we're on to the 5th inning. Here is Johnny Olson back at the plate, and he crushes one to left field. And that one barely makes it over the wall in left field. It's a solo jack. And now the Guardians are down by 4 as they try to slowly chip away. You can't forget about these Guardians and this offense. And late in this game, we go to the young 20-year-old now, Jacob McDonald. Remember, when we drafted him, he was in the 5th round. He was 18 years old. We moved him up in short order, and he has been actually really, really good. He faces Jose Ramirez, who just doesn't seem to be hitting the ball like Jose Ramirez hits the ball, but that time he just gets enough wood on it and that drops into short left field. Josh Naylor comes to the plate now, and he will watch that one up in the zone for a called strike 3. Bringing up Oscar Gonzalez, hard ground ball to short. This should be 2, and it is a double play, and the Arrows are in the driver's seat as we move on to the 9th inning, trying to get the sweep here of the Cleveland Guardians. Carl Edwards here, not necessarily for the save, but just trying to preserve this 4-run lead. He gets Oscar Gonzalez to watch that one low in the zone for a called strike 3. Will Myers up next. Ground ball to third, and a double play will win this one and complete the sweep. And remember, we were down by 2.5 games to start this series. That means 3 wins. We take over first place. Jordan Montgomery pitched great in this one, but our offense definitely carried us this game, and we get the win. We only finished with 9 hits, so we got 3 hits after that first inning, and only, we didn't score any more runs after that. So we actually get a very good victory here off of a very big first inning, the biggest first inning of this series so far. So we continue this series here in the month of May. We are 20-14, officially in first place on a 4-game win streak. We give the Cleveland Guardians their first long losing streak of the season at 3 games. But this was really, really good because it improves our home record to 10-5. We show that we can play with the big boys now. And now we go up against a couple of division teams in Minnesota and the Wranglers twice. And then we also play the Yankees on the road. We play Cleveland on the road to end this month. It's going to be a very tough month heading into June. And I'm very, very anxious to see how this team will respond to playing back-to-back-to-back really good teams in this series. So that's going to do it here as we take over first place. We start our next, string of games versus the Twins at home. We'll see if we can continue to win there. We got to win versus the teams that are at least record-wise worse than us. We'll see if we can keep it up. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still trying to fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on.